here we go, everyone. The defending champion, BTK.
Your team is banning.
Oh man, here we go. Arguably, maybe the the crowd favorites here. I've been seeing a lot of spam in the chat with the peak of life. I don't really get it because this is the first time I've heard it, but we're about to see it, I guess. But BTK versus Quitters. Let me remind you guys that there was a former professional player from the Philippines in the Quitters, which is Ognimod right there. One of Doggy's players. So really looking forward to him play. Obviously, BTK right here. What do you expect from this game, Pika?
I expect BTK to play dominantly right off the bat. They're on voice chat, and you rarely see that happen. They'll be giving Zayn all the kills, and they're looking to end early. I don't think this is going to be a long game. We're about to see what happened, but BTK is a scary team, and if Quitters are not prepared for this game, then the game could end a little bit early than usual.
I see. So it looks like there's gonna be a very unusual ban right now, which is the Popol and Koopa ban. I'm not really sure why they banned it, but I mean, it is a good pick. Yes, it has been being picked, especially in Southeast Asia, a lot lately. But it's not something that people ban right away. But Selena and Popol and Koopa gets banned right away, and Diggy gets banned. We have seen Diggy get banned on every single game so far.
Yeah, it has been every single. I don't know. I just think that a lot of players do think Diggy's annoying. I think a lot of tanks hate it because they can't engage because someone needs to bait that Diggy's ult. I just think a lot of teams hate it, and so far every single game we have seen a Diggy ban.
Yeah, I mean, after all, it is a best of one, so I think it's to avoid like really unusual strats, right, with the Diggy, because there are a lot of strats available when you do draft the Diggy. Really annoying strats, cheese strats, as you could call it. Mathilda gets banned, so that's a pretty common ban right now. Again, let me just remind you guys, Benedetta is still open, Eve is still open, there's still the Jawhead, so there's still definitely a lot of choices here for both teams. But yeah, let's see what gets banned here. What are you expecting, Pika, for the bans and the first pick?
And there we go, we have a Benedetta ban. I think Cardi got peer pressure and didn't know who to ban there, but I'm pretty sure that Cardi did a lot of studies before this tournament like he does every tournament. I think he just wanted to make sure that that's the ban that he wants to go with.
Yeah, I mean, Benedetta is a good ban. If they don't play Benedetta, even though they do have the first pick, Benedetta is still an okay ban. I think they're trying to get the Jawhead here, maybe. This might be a good Jawhead ban here if I'm Quitters. Who else is open? Eve is still open, both though. If I'm Quitters, actually I would open up both, so you can have a trade on the
even
draft.
Asmarella is still open, Uranus is still open. Still a lot of good heroes that are still open.
Yeah, definitely. If you're second pick, it's looking good for you right now. If you're second pick, because you're gonna get more OP heroes. They banned the NACC. Okay, so that's a good ban as well. And BTK, they're hovering the Farsa, and I don't think they're gonna pick a support first. They might pick the Eve first. Yeah, oh, okay. I saw it for a second. I thought lock it in.
Maybe they're teasing you a little bit.
Yeah, are they gonna pick the Esme again? We're gonna get a little deja vu again. I'm not sure. What do you think is gonna happen, bro? Who do you think is gonna get first pick here based on the bans?
Esmeralda's still open. I still think she's a really good first pick, but we could see Paquito's so open. That's someone that we had forgot.
How could I forget about Paquito? That is like one of the most broken heroes in the game right now. But yeah, very good first pick from BTK. I won't blame them for that. Paquito counters so many heroes. Paquito actually counters Benedetta, counters Claude, and even like Esme or Alice. Paquito could really go against them. But yeah, I think Esme is not a bad choice here. It makes it harder for Paquito to actually kill you if you're an Esme because you have so much sustain. Who do you think is good against Paquito, Pika, in your personal experience?
I think if you could combo with him really well, he's a really hard hero to stop. You need a lot of CC that could jump him on right away and burst him down before he even lands any of his combos.
No, definitely agree. And they're gonna get the Baksha Esme, alright? So they deny pick the Baksha so that their Esme doesn't get countered. I don't blame them. Quitters so far, they're drafting alright. But then again, BTK, I was about to say Bloodthirsty King. Well, they are called Bloodthirsty.
Yeah.
BTK, what am I talking about? BTK, they still have Claude open. There's no knockups going on for Quitters right now. They could do like a Claude Chu maybe, but I think they might go for a Rafaela Bruno. Is this it? Oh man, please tell me it's a what? Wow, okay.
And 2 supports
So
right off the bat.
Is it me, or has Farsa and Rafaela been picked together all the time? All these games.
Yes.
Rafaela and Farsa been picked together.
They have
What
been
is
picked
up with
every
that?
single game so far. They have been up, and teams have just been abusing those 2 heroes.
No, not just that though. They're picked at like the same spots. That same spot. Wow, I don't know if it's a coincidence or just the way it is. But Ling gets drafted right here. Quitters. It might look like it might be a good Angela pick here for Quitters. Might be good. What do you think is gonna be the ban here? I think I expect a Bruno ban, like what happened last game.
So as you can see, Quitters did ban Claude. But the thing is with Zane is he's really flexible with any marksman or any hypers he play. We could see even a carry or even a Bruno, or even a Roger. Zane was one of the top players as a Roger hero, so we could even see a Roger here.
Okay, so well, I haven't been watching Zane lately, or see him play. Tell me more about him. Like, does he only still play marksman? Does he play assassin? Does he play anything else?
Let me tell you a little bit something. He's been abusing Alpha lately, and I know you might hate it,
Wow.
but maybe we could see an Alpha today.
No hate at all. Alpha's been buffed like how many times? Like too many times, and we still haven't seen him in the MPL. But I have played against a couple of alphas in our scrimmages myself, and he is quite strong, especially in the early stages of the game. A lot of sustain, goods with objective, and there goes the Bruno ban that I was talking about. For Quitters, they don't want the Bruno Rafaela combo that the Endo meta has been doing. And plus, Zane might be using the Bruno, so that's even more scarier than it's supposed to be. So this last ban, what do you think it's gonna be, Pika?
So the other team still needs a support or a side lane. You could maybe even see a Eve ban here. She has been really annoying, and everyone knows that Zane's really good at playing marksman. Eve could really give you some pressure and zone you out really well.
Oh, I do have to agree. Eve would be a really good pick for Quitters, just so that Zane can get zoned out. But I mean, BTK, they banned the Lunox. I'm not really sure why, but all right. Lunox actually doesn't do anything for them, against them at least. She does have high burst, but I don't think Lunox really threatens the draft that BTK currently has. Like you said, I think Eve would have been a better ban, since Eve could actually zone out Zane and force Zane to get out of the team fight, because Eve's range is just so far. But here we see Quitters is hovering the Cho here. So far though, Pika, for you, who do you think is winning the draft so far?
I think so far, BTK is winning the draft. We still don't know who their hyper is. We still don't know who Cardi's gonna play. The other team Quitters, they already picked their hyper, so they could honestly just pick the last 2 picks, target their picks towards that lane. So far I like BTK picks so far.
Oh, I see. I do have to agree. They do have the choice to counter Quitters right now. So yeah, that's the advantage that BTK has right now on the second phase of the draft. Quitters locking in that Chu. Who else is? I mean, Zane plays just so much marksman that he could pick anything right now. I don't even know what to expect. But knowing Zane, I expect a marksman. But you said he's been spamming. Oh man, he's been spamming Alpha. But I think we're gonna see a Granger here. And Cardi still hasn't shown his card. I'm not sure who's gonna play the Paquito. It's either Cardi and Alice for late game. Sure. Alice is actually not a bad pick here. So they have late game security.
So yes, so they did lock in Granger and Alice. Cardi did play really well Alice in the last tournament, and we could see Chicken on Paquito. Granger, we could expect them to play aggressive right off the bat, because Granger has that burst damage. So if they could position really well and rotate really well, you could see BTK winning the early game in this.
I see. For Quitters though, I think the best pick they could possibly do here, Loi wouldn't be so bad here, to be honest with you. Loi is actually really good against Raf and Farsa. so you can cancel the feather airstrike if you can hit your combo. But he's hovering Faramis. I would be really surprised if he locks in Faramis. Again, Ognimod is a former pro player from the Philippines, so I'm expecting a lot from him, even though he's moved to Canada. All right, so there goes the draft. I mean, the draft seems pretty even to me. But
both teams really do have really good picks. But who do you...
I think BTK edge.
Yeah? Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah.
BTK do have the edge. They just have that synergy together. Just because you have really good picks, it's how you play together as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is the only lineup from the previous tournaments that stick together. Like, for example, Gosu, they changed the roster. Rockstar, they changed the roster, but BTK, they're sticking with the original members that that won them a tournament. So that's really nice to see. Like Pika said, and here we go, BTK versus Quitters. By the way, guys, this is a best out of 1. All right, so there is no such thing as a strong team on a BO1. All right, you always want to take this team seriously. You don't want to underestimate any of these teams because anything could happen in the best of 1. All right, so here we go. It looks like BTK, they're starting a fast clear here at mid lane, while obviously Ling and Baksha will be doing a fast blue because Ling really needs the blue. If Ling doesn't get the blue, I mean, he's kind of useless. Not completely useless, but it's just really hard, to play Ling without the blue buff. Really blue reliant hero. But here we see the Paquito, how OP he is already. Look at that damage on Esmeralda. Jeez, what a broken hero. But here, Ling finally getting the red buff, and Baksha doing a helping the Ling out by starting that green camp right away as well. So far both teams are playing really well. We could see the teamwork going on from both teams. Granger's farming pretty freely, no distractions right now. Who's gonna get level 4 first? I think BTK might get level 4 first since they did get the litho. But here, Ling is almost level 4, not quite yet, maybe one more minion. And actually Ling is ahead of Granger in terms of experience. I'm not really sure why. Let's see, is he gonna get level 4? He does get level 4. They get level 4 around the same time. Ling is trying to gank this Paquito alone. I'm not really sure if this is a good idea. It's really hard to gank Paquito early game, guys. Let me tell you. All right, the Paquito sustain and the way he resets his skill is just it's too much. It's really hard to gank early game. It would be actually easier to gank the Alice because Alice is super weak early game, especially pre-level 4. But in the Quitters, their strat right now, they're just kind of sticking together, trying to follow where Ling is going. And I think Ling is kind of taking command or controlling his team right now. Wherever he's gonna go, that's where Baksha and the Loi is gonna go. But BTK finally starting the turtle as soon as possible. Let's see if they are gonna be able to secure this turtle. No zoning from BTK at all. But Granger still managed to secure that turtle. The ulti is gonna go down. Ling is forced to ulti. The Farce is gonna ulti as well. But no kills going on. But it's just gonna be a BTK trade advantage right there. Turtle for nothing. Right, turtle for nothing. Ling also doesn't have the blue buff yet. So that's gonna be something that you need to watch out for. That's the hard part about Ling, especially in the early stages of the game. If you're trying to contest for a turtle, most of the time at 2 minutes, Ling doesn't have the blue buff. You're gonna have the blue buff disappear for a good 15 seconds, and then as soon as the turtle spawns, your blue buff is just about to spawn. So it's just really hard to play Ling in the early stage of the game. So if I'm Quitters right now, just be patient, play it safe, let Ling farm, and get to late game with Esme and Ling. Let them carry. All right, that's how they're gonna win for Quitters. For BTK, they just need to play as a team, get as much objectives as possible. Farsa actually almost killed that Loi right there. 1 HP, but managed to get away. It's still a 0-0 scoreline. No deaths being given from both teams. And almost being stolen by Rafaela right there. First kill. And right here, we see Granger cutting the lane with the Alice here on the bot side of the map against this Cho. Alright, we haven't seen this Cho roam just yet. But surprisingly, Alice is rotating faster than Cho, which is not something that you usually see, because Cho's supposed to be stronger than Alice early game. But I think it's just that BTK gank bot lane. That's why Cho's wave is not in his favor. Let's see what else is what else does BTK need to do here. Rafaela is just sticking next to Granger, so they're pretty much investing a lot of resources into Zane. They're trusting Zane, all right? Trusting your teammates is one of the most important things that you could possibly do if you're building a team. But this team has been together for such a long time, and they still have their trust on Zane. Let's see what Zane's plan is here. The turtle spawned finally. He's ready for it. But then again, there's nobody to zone for BTK except for the Farsa Feathers airstrike. That's it. That's the only way they can zone. But Baksha doing a really good job right here. Rafaela is gonna get forced to ulti, and who gets it? Ling actually gets it because it was a nice zone from Baxia. I would say that's worth it if this guy doesn't die. And he gets a double kill for Granger. Loi also dies as well, and actually it is not worth it. All right, it was worth it if the Baxia was the only one to die, but then Loi died as well, and then they also get the red buff. So it's like an even trade, I would say, as of now. And plus, the blue buff is gonna be taken by BTK. Oh man, Lee is gonna have a really hard time right now, trying to go around the map. He's gonna be, you know, catching for breath. You know, Ling without blue buff, you're gonna be catching for your breath. But look at the Cho here trying to go for a TikTok, but I don't think he's gonna be able to burst. Oh, he doesn't have enough damage right there, and Alice is gonna get that kill on Chu, and this might be the snowball that we're looking for on BTK's side, but they want to play it patiently and discipline. We see the discipline here on BTK's side. Even though it looks like they're winning the situation or scenario, they don't want to force any plays. They're really playing it safe, and they're not underestimating the opposite team, even though they're winning a lot right now. In terms of objectives, all right, 3 kills to none, and plus 2 turtles. Actually, 1 turtle to Quitters actually got 1 turtle in. Farsa gets a kill on Esmeralda right there, double kill on the Farsa alone. How? All right, I just don't know. Hui making some miracles here, but Paquito also died, so it's a 2-for-1 trade, still in favor of BTK. Definitely worth it. It's okay for the side lane to die as long as there's a trade. All right, and here we go. We see BTK using the objective, doing the objectives as a team. Yeah, definitely objective-minded. BTK here got the bot lane tower. After bot lane tower, they go for mid lane, and now guess what's next? It's gonna be either counter jungle on the top side, get the red buff, and get the top lane tower. And it looks like they're gonna counter jungle. Who's gonna get this? I think Granger should be able to get this. And this, look at Baksha. So squishy on that Granger. Granger could just melt Baksha so easily. And the turtle is up again, but I think Zane wants to get the blue buff first. Farsa is giving vision on that turtle so that nobody starts it. Farsa doesn't have a lot of mana, so I think it's better for Farsa to actually recall and then go back into the team fight. And Granger, though, look at that. Just 1 first kill puts a turtle into the 50% health. Oh, man. And Ling is just getting the blue buff, so he's not going to be able to contest this turtle. You know, that's the problem with Ling right now. That's the problem with Ling. So you really need to get to late game, and you really need to give away a lot of the turtles early game if you have a Ling on your draft. All right, it's just a given. And I'm really surprised that Quitters did not draft Angela here for on their side, because Angela Ling is one of the combos that a lot of teams have been doing here in C, and that I haven't seen yet in NA. I don't think Angela is really big here in NA. But let's see what happens here. Hopefully, Ling does have the item to deal a decent amount of damage now. Maybe a DHS, maybe an Endless Battle. Can we get an item check real quick? Let's see what he has. Okay, so I think he's going to build Demon Hunter's Sword first from what it looks like. He does have the jungle item all the way to 3rd tier. Chu does have the Heptases. We have Loi with the Enchanted Talisman. Baksha is really squishy, by the way. You know why? Because he has the 3rd tier jungle item without any armor or magic resist except for the boots. So that's why he's so squishy, all right? So yeah, we're good. Thank you for the item check. Yeah, that's the reason why Baksha is so squishy. I was wondering, why is Baksha so squishy? He's forcing the Encourage Mass. Why? I'm not really sure why a lot of tanks like forcing Encourage Mass. And considering Baxia as well, Baxia has the Rolling Ball, so you don't really need, you know, a speed up or speed up at all. Plus you have your ulti, you have super sustain. So I think it's better to build like tanky instead of Encourage Mass. But he's the one playing, so I can't say anything. But let's see if it's gonna work out for him. Ling does secure the blue buff, so that's good. But so far, BTK really showing their superiority here in this game. Quitters, they have been quiet. No objectives at all so far. Only 1 turtle. And they actually managed to get 1 tower as well, which we missed earlier. But here we go, Alice versus the Ling, and Alice has just so much sustain. Ling is not going to be able to burst out the Alice without DHS. And I don't even think Ling has DHS yet. So, and Rafaela tried opening the Baxia, but very nice trigger stun from Cardi. And this is the Alice that Pico was talking about for Cardi. Look at this. Very well played from Cardi, and the emos, the piece of, whatever it's called, piece of life. I don't even know if that was the correct emote. But yeah, there we go. They did manage to actually trade a tower here at mid lane. Rafaela was not able to defend his mid lane tower, but it's alright because the Lord is going to go to BTK side. A very dominant game right now. So far from BTK, which is what we expected, to be honest. They are one of the more, you know, the crowd favorites. People have been watching them. They're really popular for a reason because they're good. All right, but hopefully we see more of quitters here. Who got that? Oh, it was actually Ling who managed to get that red buff. All right, so that's good. At least he got that. He doesn't have blue buff though, so this is gonna be really hard for quitters to come back, especially if Ling keeps getting denied blue buff. The blue buff is up. Let's see if Ling can get this. It's gonna be really important for Ling to get this. But I think Granger, they're just gonna give the blue buff away. I think quitters is trying to focus on wave clearing instead of trying to contest for this blue buff, which is probably the wise thing to do, the safe thing to do. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. BTK playing super aggressive right now, and we're seeing Zayn like literally front without any tanks at all. I mean, yes, Rafaela is in front of him, but look at that damage! Esmeralda tried doing a falling star move, but he just gets bursted right away. It's like he did damage to himself. But look, the ad is going in. And Cardi, nobody's going to be able to kill Cardi here. Just so much sustain, even with a Baxia on their team. Even with a first level 1 Lord, they managed to get a level inhibitor right here. Look at the shoot, trying to go for a TikTok, but Paquito went for a flicker. And this might be GG well played just in 11 minutes. BTK disrespecting quitters. Recalling in front of, is that piece of life? Is that it? Is that the emote that they're talking about? The one with the golden statue? Oh man. And that's the piece of life. Oh man. Congratulations to BTK for winning this series, and thank you for quitters for playing as well. Oh man, just as I expected, very dominant game from BTK.
Yes, very dominant game from BTK. They did play really well together. They played aggressive. They invaded his Ling's red, they invaded Ling's blue. Ling couldn't do much the early game or mid game. It was really hard to hit him for farm. And even objectives wise, they were focused on towers, focused on turtle, and really well played by BTK.
Yeah, I would have to agree. They really denied the Ling's blue buff right there. Couldn't do anything. He got the Demon Hunter sword way too late. The game was already over before he got Demon Hunter sword. And I think quitters, they played way too safe. I don't know if they're intimidated or scared or what, but I mean, they managed to steal 1 turtle, but again, well played from both teams. Thank you, quitters, for joining the tournament. Congratulations to BTK for moving on to the next round, and I'm looking forward to the next game.